Hey guys, what's up and welcome back. So, what do I do for a living? So, I work in a lab. And before you say anything, I know that makes it sound like I make drugs or sell drugs. I do not. I work in an environmental lab. So, in case you couldn't guess, with only 112 subscribers, I do not do YouTube for a living. If I did, one, I wouldn't be making any money. Two, I'd be uploading more frequently. So, I work in an environmental lab. Basically, what we do, we test water, soil, and even air samples for anything that's not supposed to be there. We will test landfills. So, when landfills get rained on, the water trickles through the garbage, it's collected, and it's given to us for us to test. Just to see, okay, what is water absorbing as it falls through this garbage? Literal garbage, and it smells pretty bad. Um, we get stuff that's literally hazardous. We'll get stuff where we're testing radiological stuff. So, radium, uranium, uh, you know, then we test for coliform, E. coli. We'll test for something that's kind of big right now, PFAS, PFAS. It's an acronym. I can't think of what it stands for at this moment, but it's becoming a big deal. It's in things like Teflon, and it's pretty dangerous, like the causing cancer dangerous. We will also test for metals that's in water. So if you have lead pipes and you're worried about lead getting into your water, we'll test that. So the school districts in the area will test for them. They'll do it from September to June because that's when students are there. Then we will also test for anything like if there's oil or grease in the water. And actually, that's kind of cool because if there is, because of its densities, the oil and grease will just sit on top. So that's actually kind of cool. But basically, what our lab does is we send empty bottles out, clients send filled bottles back, we test them, and tell them, okay, you wanted this tested for. And you can't just say, let's test everything. One, we're going to need a lot of sample. And two, it's going to cost a lot of money to do that. So you have to pick some stuff specifically. So whatever they ask for, we'll say, okay, you wanted this tested for this. Okay, here are your results. So, in New York State, it's, pretty big on the environmental stuff. We even have the DEC, the Department of Environmental Conservation. So, along with any federal stuff, the state sometimes goes above and beyond what the federal wants, which is perfectly fine. The federal is just the minimum that needs to be followed. You can go above and beyond all you want. So, New York being a pretty environmental state, plus also there's a lot of fresh water here. Like, a lot of fresh water. Between all of the lakes, the rivers, it's a lot of freaking fresh water. There's aquifers. So, we don't want like a Flint, Michigan situation where water gets like heavily contaminated with stuff and then we're in danger. And we're trying to grab bottled water off the shelf. Like, like people in the beginning of the pandemic with toilet paper. That's essentially what it was for Flint, Michigan, and obviously New York State doesn't want that. So we test different things. And then we'll test, let's see. Let me try to see if I can find a cool one that I can think of. Like one really cool thing where we test for it and it's like, wow. Okay, so one thing that's kind of cool is we will get samples in from NASA. Yes, NASA. NASA. Like space. But no, they are not space samples. Unfortunately, that'd be really cool if they were. Basically, it comes from their White Sands testing facility. It's where they test their rockets. So, we'll get stuff in from them. So you're pretty much like testing the stuff from NASA's rockets, whether it's, they're from them making the rockets or they're going to make, it's different things. So like we get metals bottles back, we'll get, they're testing for like cyanide. What else will they test for? They'll test for, I think, total settable solids. So any, like, settable, sits at the bottom. So there's a lot of different stuff that NASA will test for. So that's actually kind of cool. So we get NASA as a client, we get the DEC as a client, Tesla. Yeah, Elon is sending stuff to us. Well, obviously not him personally, but yeah, we get Tesla. Who else do we get stuff from? We get some, they may not be as well known around the country, but at least in our area, Kodak, Xerox, they send stuff to us as well, which is, still cool. And it's actually still amazing that Kodak's still in business. They're so small now compared to what they once were. So, but, we get some cool clients, we get some cool stuff, and, sometimes there's stuff where it's confusing to you, and you really have never seen it before. A few days ago, we got in a sample, and it was kind of like a black dust, and it was so light. Like, so incredibly light, because it was a dust, essentially. So that was kind of cool. We get some stuff every once in a while where it's neat. So, if you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like and channel. Please hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on. See you guys next video. Later.
Once I was 7 years old, Mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years